So it's Monday morning, 9:30 in the morning. I've dropped off the little kids at school, showered, got ready, had breakfast, drinking a little cup of tea now, and it's time to get to work. So I don't have like a set schedule of things that I'm going to do each week or each day, and I kind of play it by ear, but I also have like a plan. And what I usually do is flip-flop between different things because I get kind of obsessed with one task, and then I have to like work on that until it's finished, and then I move on to the next thing. Last week it was all about creating my 17th Skillshare class, so I spent the whole week editing and finishing up that class, so I didn't have any time for anything else pretty much to do anything. So yeah. But this week, I need to look at my finances from last month. I need to just like fix all that and put that all data into my little spreadsheets and things like that, because that's kind of like a boring, regular thing that you have to do when you run your own business, just to have like it's good to know how your month went. And then this week is going to be all about the creative stuff. So I have to work on lots of illustrations for my agent because it's been a while since I've submitted anything, and we had a meeting together a couple weeks ago, and she gave me lots of feedback, and I'm excited to work on those collections. I've sketched up the collections, now I'm starting work on the final artwork. And then we also starting on a really fun project together with my agency because we want to like branch out more to publishing. So all of us artists are picking a public domain book to design a book cover, and I'm really excited about that. I got A Little Princess, one of my favorite books when I was little. So I was really excited that I could choose that one. So I'm going to do that. I've been rereading the book because it's like details that you don't remember. And I think bringing all those details is what like brings a book cover to life. Obviously, you have to kind of know the story. So those are the things that I'm going to be working on. I need to do my finances. I need to draw like crazy. And I need to get this book cover drawn. So yeah, now I'm just going to figure out which task I want to do first. I think I kind of want to get the finance stuff out of the way, might as well. So it's just going to be a lot of me on the computer for a little bit. But later on, after lunch, we'll get into the fun drawing stuff, and I'll show you what I've been working on. Alright friends, we're running out of daylight, so I just want to show you what I've gotten done so far. So I've done 2 versions of these book covers, and I can't really decide which one I want to do. So it's either this one that has like the Indian floral, lots of details in the center with the dull London backdrop with the brick and kind of drab, and is going to have a rat and cobwebs and things. If you've read the story, maybe you would understand what this is. Otherwise, it's the other way, where it's going to be drab and cold and dark and dirty in the center, and then the florals and beautiful print on the outside. I think I like this visually more beautiful for the book cover. It would be something that you'd want to pick up maybe a little bit more with the flowers on the outside rather than the inside. But I just still can't decide, but that's something I'm going to be working on. I can show you my initial sketches too here. Did some frills for the text, and I came up with 4, if I can count. 4 different kinds that I've been looking at. Different options. Of course, it's difficult to see. They're so lightly sketched. But I quite like this like Indian window look. This one I thought was a little bit too jungle booky with like a jungle. And then this one was like a London attic window. And I think that would have looked pretty too, to look inside, and it would have been really colorful here. And here was my idea with the window with the Indian florals and things on the outside and her on the inside of the window. So yeah, that's my Monday. Alright, it's Tuesday, it's 10 o'clock. I've spent the morning packing gifts for my kids and catching up in my diary and responding to some emails and things. But now it's time to get drawing, because I want to get drawing, so I thought that I would show you what I'm going to be working on. Yesterday I was working on that book cover, but I'm kind of feeling stuck on that and it's not turning out how I want it. So I'm going to start working on my collections for my agent for this month. Usually we're required to submit around 12 designs per month. So something like that. And I like to sketch out my designs for her, and I submit them to see what she thinks, if they're going to do well, any feedback. And I've always gotten such great feedback. She's incredible to work with, and I really enjoy this process of working with the agent, just for like the feedback and always having someone to like go back and forth with. So that's one of the great things about that. So I can show you my scribbles here. I create these very, very rough sketches of my collections. These are collections of 6. This is a birthday collection, obviously, with different designs. Some are patterns, some are placements. I'm also going to do like a positive, super feminine collection with butterflies and flowers, and I think that could turn out really cute. And then I'm also going to be working on 2 bright Christmas designs, very modern and fun. And this one too, merry and bright. So I'm excited to start working on those. She liked all of the collection. She just had a couple of very, very small suggestions. So this is what I'm going to be working on. And then, yeah, I'm just going to get started. Here I started on one of the Jolly and Bright. Oh my gosh, click. So here's that, one of my designs. Yeah, so now I'm going to get in the festive mood. I also want to mention this drawing table that I have invested in. It was very expensive, like 30 bucks. And it's like a drafting table that you can have on any table. And I really enjoyed working with this with my iPad even, because it lifts it up a little bit so I'm not straining my neck looking down on the flat surface on the table, and I really like it. And also it's a little bit more stable than your usual iPad like stand. So I really recommend something like this if you've been having like some back or neck trouble when drawing all the time. So I really enjoyed something like this. Now it's time to get to work. I'm so excited to get to draw all day today. Hey, the sun has set. It's super dark now. It's 3 o'clock almost, and my alarm is about to go off to go get the kids, but I thought I'd show you what I've accomplished today. So I've gotten some of my Merry Christmas retro inspired designs done today. So here's one that I'm working on, and I need to add more color and flair. I also did this tree. It's hard to get this to showing on a screen, but you know, you can get the picture. Here I've done a tree, and I have my lettering pieces. I have ho 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 and jolly and bright there, and then I did some fun nutcrackers. So that's my work day for today. I'm gonna go get my little monsters now, like usual. Get to take like 20 minutes to put on all the winter gear, and then it takes like 3 minutes to get home, but you know, that's how it goes. Hello Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, halfway through this vlog, kind of almost, and I am starting to get concerned that this is going to be insanely boring, and I just want to like pep it up a little bit because I want to make sure that this is interesting. I don't want to create content that somebody's just going to skip over because Kristina's boring. I'm not going to try to like make myself more entertaining or anything, but these vlogs, because I work from home and I don't go anywhere, especially in 2020, then it's just going to be like different scenes in my studio, in my room here, and I'm trying to think of ways of how to make that more interesting for you, but maybe it is. I watch a lot of studio vlogs as well, and the ones that of course I think are best are like kind of more dynamic, like furry little Peach, she's always like going on adventures, and her studio's so big so there's different areas that she can show. But my room is quite small, and that's okay. But I hope that I can create little scenes and things for you to take a look at that would be interesting. Because I know that sometimes like mundane things like watching other people draw, I watch that all day, and my boyfriend thinks that I'm mental, that I think that that's interesting. He's like, what are you watching? Like this person making tea and talking about how they're gonna buy new envelopes for their art prints. But it is just interesting, and that's why I wanted to share my story as well. I've been creating a lot of learning content and been teaching a lot in the past 2 years, and that's become part of my career and identity, that I'm kind of like an expert in my field, I guess, which is neat, and I love being a teacher, but I don't want that to be like my thing now. I don't want to be moving from being an artist into being a teacher only. I'd really love to keep that as like a 50-50 split. I love having the ability to work on classes and things because that pushes me in a different way that like creativity does as well. There's like two different facets. Like I've noticed now that I become a teacher that I want to learn more things so that I can teach my students. So I get this like push to be more creative, to learn new things, to like hone my craft better so that I can teach my students. And that has helped me develop my career so nicely. I'm so happy about that. It's so exciting. And at the same time, I feel like I have become a better artist because I've been pushing myself and I've been thinking like critically about why I do certain things, because I am a teacher. So I've been like thinking through my steps and my process and all that, and that has helped me in my work. So it's really exciting. But yeah, I create these like kind of slick classes on Skillshare. They're not that slick actually. They're pretty homemade and they're starting to get better and better. I don't want all of my content to always be so educational, and I'd love to show more of like the behind the scenes, like the creative side of what I do every day. And that's why I wanted to resurrect this channel so that I can share more of the creative side of what I do. I would love to like resurrect my shop in 2021 so that I can offer prints and you can like get to know EmmaKisstina more than just me being the teacher. I want to continue to show off my creative side and do all these fun projects that I've been doing for the past decade. Like my career has really like developed and pivoted and changed over this decade, and that has a lot to do with different things. It has to do with the market changing, has to do with this career changing and all the different opportunities that have come and gone, and also like things that I have realized the way that I want to work. In the beginning, when I just started out, I was just like many of the younger YouTubers that I see online, that they're mainly shop owners, and that was me too. I thought that was the only way that I was going to be able to make a living as an artist, illustrator, and so that was, I had my Etsy shop. So this all of a sudden became like a rant of my career journey, but I think that could be exciting. Yeah, so I was an Etsy shop owner and I created art prints and I started making other products, and I was packing and shipping those. I was constantly going to the post office and I thought it was quite fun, but it's also like a lot of work and fiddling with different things, making little like packing notes and stickers and labels on the packaging and things like that. And I liked it for a while, but it wasn't something that I was passionate about. I didn't love being a shop owner. Sometimes it just felt not what I wanted to do. I wanted to work more in being like traditional freelance. I also saw more opportunity to make more money because in your shop, maybe you sell things for like $10, $20, minus all the packing costs and the material costs, and sometimes you only make like $5 to $10 per order. So you have to have quite a few orders coming in for you to actually make a lot of money. And that was kind of tiresome, that sometimes my shop would only make me $200, and that's not enough to pay rent. So thankfully, I've always been able to pay my rent on time. This decade, I haven't missed a month ever, which is cool. So yeah, later on in my career, a couple years in, I started doing way more freelance, and that was a way for me to bring in more money, obviously, because projects, you can get like $500, $2,000, etc. per project. But some of these projects, it's a lot of back and forth with clients. Some clients are so insanely easy to work with. It's like a dream. You just like send them what you did and they're like, this is incredible. And then they're like, this is perfect. All done. And then some, they nitpick and they want you to change this and move that over like 2 centimeters. Oh, can you move it back 1 centimeter? Can you like change this color? Can we look at that? Oh, it was better at the beginning, So you never know what kind of customer you're going to get. I've learned so much about that stuff. So I've definitely shared all those tips and things in different classes about negotiating with clients and working with clients and pricing. I have a pricing class on Skillshare that helps you out a little bit. Pricing is so hard. And then after that, now, fast forward to 5 years ago, in 2015, I was like, I need to get my shit together. This like whole shop thing isn't really working out. I'm not a super good shop owner. Etsy was like growing like crazy and my shop was growing like crazy. But then in 2015, it started like dipping because there's just so many shops on Etsy and I wasn't being found via Etsy. And I hadn't been working on marketing my work outside of the platform. That's my fault, but I didn't know I didn't know how to do that. And then I was focusing on my freelance career. So that was a dip. So then at that point I was like, I need to do something to make this a viable career for me. These past 5 years, the first 5 years, I was just like packing orders and I was like making new products on a whim. I wasn't really like planning anything. I didn't do anything with intention or purpose. I didn't have a strategy. I was just trying new things. Maybe I'll do this product. Maybe I'll try this. That didn't really work out. So in 2015, my boyfriend, he got like a big boy job. He graduated from college, from university, and he got a job. We bought an apartment together, so we had a mortgage. It was all these like adulty stuff. And then we decided that we were gonna build a family. So it was like 3 big whammies. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be like this kid. Like my boyfriend, he was a student and I was a starving artist. Wasn't starving, but And I was like, I have to do something. So I decided to look into trade shows. I went to a couple in Sweden that were slightly helpful. I did get like a couple book deals because of those at Formex. And I also signed up with 5 other Swedish ladies to go to Certex. And that kind of like boosted my career a lot because not just because of the show, which was interesting, but that didn't it wasn't like immediately lucrative at the show, but all the preparation and all the stuff that I did afterwards really like kickstarted my career in a different direction. And that was more in the direction of doing licensing and collaborations like that, much bigger projects, and it's a little bit more, it's not passive, but you create lots of work that you have in your portfolio and then you sell that off. So it kind of feels like you've already done the work. There's not that much back and forth. Sometimes there's like color changes and things like that, but for the most part, you sell or license artwork as is. And I really have enjoyed that. I've worked with a couple agents and now I've finally found an agent that's really, really great and a good fit for me and my art. And I'm really pleased and happy working with her. It's been an incredible experience. That's Mary Beth at Pink Light Studio. And yeah. So that's where I'm at now. I like flash forward to 2021 almost, and my career is starting to look like more how I want it to look. I create like 50% of my time I'm working on teaching content. I create my Skillshare classes, I create my workshops and like different resources on my own website. And I've been enjoying doing that, and it's a great way, like I told you, to like think about something else, not always being like creative drawing because you can burn yourself out. So instead I can take this, my 10 years, my over a decade of knowledge doing illustration and surface pattern design work and like smush that into different resources, and that's been so incredibly fun. And then the other half, I am working with my agent and she's been selling and licensing my work, and this year it's been a little bit slow, understandably, but it's starting to pick up and that's really exciting. I think next year could be pretty good. And then I also, of course, do some commission projects and my own like freelance work, and I do sell on occasion some illustrations from my own portfolio myself as well. And then yeah, so I'd like to add in YouTube as well as like another facet of my business to show my creativity and all the things that are behind the scenes. So that's just like that was like a incredibly long ramble about my career so far, how I'm thinking about it, but I love how it's going now in the direction with the teaching and the creativity hand in hands. Yeah. Is that? Yeah. No, I'm really happy with how my career is going so far. I love that this job is so flexible and creative and that I am my own boss so that I have the ability to change and pivot my business and decide exactly how I want it to be and then like make that come true. It's not always insanely easy and I don't always know what I'm doing. But there's so many resources out there now to learn how to market yourself or sales, or if you want to manufacture different things. Like there's so many people who are offering that information so easily and readily, and it's just like I love the whole community over competition vibes that I think are going around in the illustration industry. I think that we're all pretty nice people and it's so supportive, and I really love being a part of this industry, and I feel very grateful and humble and excited that I call myself a full-time illustrator. This job is the best job in the whole world, and I'm so excited that I plan on sharing it with you guys. Hey friends, it's Thursday now. We are more than halfway through the week. It's been kind of a productive week, but also kind of chill. So yeah, you've seen during the week I've been working on those Christmas designs because Christmas is always a huge theme that's sold like hotcakes constantly all year round. Like these designs, they might be sold now, but they won't be used until December 2021 or even 2022, which sounds so insane, but that's just how manufacturing works. So that's what I'm doing. And then I also have that book cover I need to look at again. I've let it sit and settle for a couple days, so hopefully I can figure out how I can like fix it to make it look how I had imagined in my head. Because it's so frustrating when you have ideas and then it doesn't really turn out how you want it to. But I'll keep working on that, obviously, or I'll bring it up next week or let it sit for a while. I've started this year to value doing things for me, creating art for me. And I usually save that for Fridays, so I will continue this little project. But I did a little warm up this morning. I'm working on my little secret project, and that is kind of, I can share with you guys now. It's not like a super secret, but since having kids, we've been taking home tons of kids books from the library or purchase them, etc. And I'm just like, it's never been something that I've wanted to do, illustrate kids books, but since I am an illustrator and I have kids and we've been reading all these beautiful stories and I see how like I'm creating a whole world. So now my new dream is not to become a children's book illustrator, but I would love to illustrate a book, either just like for me, or I would love to be an author illustrator to create my own books. I don't necessarily need to continue to work for tons of other authors, but I don't know, like I just want to have it like open, the idea. Also, it's just, I love this project that it's like a huge project, because otherwise I'll be working on these small things like creating a poster, and that takes like 2 hours, and then I'm like, all right, it's done. So my newest sketchbook, this red one, is kind of dedicated to kind of finding my kids book style, because I feel like my usual illustration style it's not going to translate so well into kids books. It has to be a little bit more expressive, fun, and I think more textured and things like that. So there's lots of stuff to think about. I'm of course going to draw things in the same kind of way, but a little bit different. I've been tweaking and playing with that. It's so much fun to have like a little secret project. Now it's not secret, because I'm going to share with you guys. But yeah, I've gone tons of courses on Domestika and Skillshare about kids book illustration and how the whole like just like the setup of a book. And then there's a couple courses that were just so incredible that they went through like the structure and how to think about and like flip ideas in your head to how to interpret text. And oh man, I can link to a couple that I thought were really good. There were 2 that I especially loved on Domestika that I thought were so worth the cost. Domestika always has sales, so like $10 per course, and there's way more information in the best courses that I've ever taken. Shout out to Domestika. The Skillshare is awesome too. And then there's these huge other courses, but I just feel like, what can I possibly learn there for like $500, like the Matt's kids book course? Like, no, I'm not paying that. Anyhow, yeah, so I'm just having so much fun, and I've come up with my first story that I want to like practice illustrate, because I'd love to like practice creating like a known story first before I move into trying to create my own. So there's a Swedish, no, I don't think it's Swedish, I think it's Norwegian, or it's a Scandinavian story, Boken Bruse, and oh, man, it's so funny, I think. But I thought it's about 3 billy goats, and they go across a bridge, and there's a troll that lives under the bridge, and the troll comes out and like, stop banging on my bridge. And then one of the whatever, like look it up. But I wanted to do that story because that story's been told so many times in the perspective of the billy goats. I want to do the trolls version, so I've come up with my little troll character. Here he is, and I'm having so much fun like designing my little character and all the things that he likes, and this is going to be a fun project. I look forward to showing more and more as that develops. That's my little project, but I will save that work for my Fun Fridays. That's tomorrow. I will talk about that tomorrow, what that entails, but Fun Fridays are for fun for me. So today instead, what am I going to do today? I again, need to just like draw for my portfolio. I finished a collection yesterday. That was a 6-piece collection, and I'm working on another 6-piece collection. I think I'd like to just finish both of those, put them together, and then I can ship off 12 new pieces, 2 full collections to my agent this month, and that would be my quota for the month. And then I can start working on more again. But I think that would feel really good. So I'm just gonna jump in and start drawing again. Hey, it's Friday, yay! And it's time. I usually on Fridays, it's Fun Friday, and I do whatever I want, and that is really nice. But today, I was just so close to getting these collections done, so I think that I will spend the morning before lunch getting that done, and then in the afternoon, I'll paint and do fun things. So I thought I would show you that. I also want to show you how my office has become a storage unit, and it's become insane. We bought a TV in the Black Friday sale. Yeah, I know. And there's our old one. It's nearly a decade old, so I feel kind of okay with how we're purchasing a new electronic. This huge, humongous box. Good gracious. But yeah, let me just get some computer work done. I'm gonna upload all of my files to Dropbox and then bring them into Photoshop to finish everything, and hopefully I can get those sent off to my agent before lunch. So let's do this. Alright, so it's after lunch, and on Fridays it's my Fun Friday. I've talked about this a couple of times so far in the vlog, but to go over what it is. For the past 4 years, I have been on half maternity leave / full maternity leave / work full time / I'm not sure really, but I haven't had very much time. Babies take a lot of work, if you didn't know, and they're very much worth it. But anyways, Fridays, what I'm trying to say is that on Fridays, I've noticed in these past 4 years, I haven't had time to work on anything for myself. And if I did, I felt really guilty because I should be working on something that is moving my career forward, or something for my portfolio, or creating a Skillshare class or something like that could bring money in. And that obviously is important if you are running your own business. But to be successful as an artist, you have to be constantly working on your skills, and you have to be constantly drawing, because that's the only way that you can get better at things, obviously, or maybe not so obviously, but that's the way that I have noticed that my work gets better when I draw more. Teaching is one thing that has helped me to develop my skills, because I have to learn it properly, or I have to think about what I'm doing, and I need to think about what it is that I've done to do so and so. And that has helped me develop my art. But also other things have been to actually draw and try new material. So now I have so much time that I feel like I have the luxury to take one day to do whatever I want. And sometimes it is continuing to draw for things that will be in my shop or in my portfolio. But for the most part, I've been kind of taking it easy on Fridays. And so that brings me to that project that I've been talking to you a little bit about, my secret project, and that is that I want to illustrate children's books, but I feel like that's such a big process. It's almost like I need to figure out a new way of illustrating before I do all of that. So this is where this sketchbook comes into play. I've been trying to develop my creativity within illustrating for books, because it's different than the decorative stuff that I've been doing for a long time. It has to be more expressive, has to be more playful, has to be more details and scenes and things like that. I haven't drawn a scene in ever. So that's what I'm doing. And then sometimes I whip out my watercolors. I have purchased a couple new watercolor things, so I might do that today just to because it's just so fun. I can't stress enough the importance of creating art for you, because you became an artist for a reason. You want to create art all day, and I know that because I work as an artist, there's many times that I don't create art for a week, and that's not really what I signed up for. I wanted to create art all the time. So it's important to dedicate some time to do that. It doesn't have to be a full day like I've been doing. And sometimes it's not. Like today is going to be just a half day because I worked on my portfolio pieces in the morning, and now in the afternoon I am going to be painting and drawing in my sketchbook all afternoon until 3 when I go get my little angels. Even just 15 minutes a day I think would really help you to just think about something else and develop your skills, or not work, could just be for fun, just do weird scribbles in different colors and not be stressed that it has to be something that you're working on to develop your skills. Just play. So time for Fun Friday. All right, time to close out this blog. The heck? Before it gets too dark, I was gonna close out this video, this vlog, and thank you for watching, especially if you came this far. We'll see if I can continue to share more about behind the scenes stuff, because I think that it is always interesting. I love watching studio vlogs and see what other creative people are getting up to in their day-to-day and what they're working on, and I see the value in doing that too. So I hope that I can keep it up. Consistency isn't my strong suit. So I thought I'd do a little promo here at the end and talk to you all about the ways that you can support me and get to know me more and see more of my content. And the biggest place to do that is on Skillshare. I am a top teacher there, and I have so far 17 courses all about illustration, pattern making, the business side of being a full-time illustrator, like pricing and working with clients, and so many subjects, and I really love teaching on that platform. So it's a great place to learn more with me. And if you don't have Skillshare, I have a link in the description where you can have a free trial. I also have a weekly-ish newsletter that I send out to my subscribers, all about industry, behind the scenes stuff. I'll be leaving all the links to these things so you can sign up and subscribe to my newsletter, etc. if you want to. And if you want to see more of my work, then you can go to EmmaKisstina.com. So that's it from me. That's enough promo. I am so happy that you're tuning into this video, and let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see from me. Otherwise, I will see you next time.